Hey guys, welcome to Shonen Solstice. Today, I'll be recapping the East Blue Saga of One Piece, perfect for those who want to dive into this amazing universe for the first time, or for anyone who just wants to revisit the roots of the story. This saga covers around 100 manga chapters and 61 anime episodes, laying the foundation for everything that comes after. Of course, this video won't replace watching or reading the original series, which delivers way more emotion and detail than any samurai ever could. If you enjoy the content by the end, don't forget to leave a like to help this video and reach more people. Subscribe so you won't miss future sagas and videos. And with that being said, let's get started. Wealth, fame, and power. Everything this world has to offer. Gold Roger, the man who obtained it all and became the king of the pirates. His last words changed the course of the story. My treasure, it's yours if you can find it. Go and claim it. I left everything in that place. These words sparked the Great Pirate Era as countless pirates set sail in search of Roger's lost treasure, the One Piece. 12 years later, in a place called Fuchsia Village, we meet our main character, a boy named Luffy, who dreams of becoming a pirate. He admires a red-haired pirate named Shanks, always asking to join his crew. But Shanks always refuses, saying he's just a kid and it's not ready. To prove his determination and courage, Luffy cuts himself right under his left eye, leaving a permanent scar. One day, at the village bar, while Shanks and his crew are celebrating, some mountain bandits arrive and cause trouble, destroying the bar and splitting liquor on Shanks. In the meantime, Luffy finds a chest with a mysterious fruit inside and eats it without knowing it's a devil fruit, a fruit that gives him a special power, but in exchange takes away the ability to swim from the person who ate it. When Shanks later pulls his arm, it stretches, revealing Luffy has eaten the gum fruit, turning him into a rubber man. Later on, the bandits return. They are easily defeated by Shanks' crew, but their leader kidnaps Luffy, running and throwing him into the sea. A giant sea monster attacks, devouring the bandit, and when it's about to do the same to Luffy, Shanks appears and saves him, scaring the beast away with a glare, but losing his left arm in the process. Luffy cries, but Shanks tells Luffy it was a fair trade for his safety. Later, Luffy tells Shanks that he's going to form his own crew even stronger than his, and he will become the Pirate King. Before leaving, Shanks entrusts Luffy with his precious straw hat, asking him to return it once he becomes a great pirate. 10 years later, at 17, Luffy sets sail to pursue his dream of becoming Pirate King. Leaving his hometown, he defeats the same sea monster that took Shanks' harm with a single punch. After that, his tiny boat is destroyed in a maelstrom. He survives, hiding inside a barrel, which is later found by a pirate ship. There, he meets Kobe, a timid boy enslaved by the pirate Alvida with a 5 million berries bounty on her head. Inspired by Luffy's words about freedom and chasing dream, Kobe admits he wants to join the navy. When Alvida attacks, Luffy protects him and defeats her with no problem. Together, they set sail to Shelltown, where the feared Captain Morgan rules. There, they find Roronoa Zoro, a bounty hunter imprisoned for protecting a little girl from Helmeppo, Morgan's arrogant son. Zoro, tied to a post for days, pretends to be ruthless. The girl that Zoro saved sneaks in with some rice balls to feed him, but Zoro pushes her away, acting cold. Helmeppo arrives, steals one of the rice balls, and mocks her for making them sweet instead of salty. He throws them on the ground and crushes them, before ordering the guards to drag the girl away. Afterwards, Zoro asks Luffy to give him the ruined rice balls. Even though they are filthy, he eats them and tells Luffy to pass on a message to the girl, that they were delicious and he ate every single bite. Luffy laughs, and later delivers the message to the girl, comforting her. From this, Luffy sees through Zoro's, for what he really is, and recognizes his true kindness. Soon after, Luffy learns that Helmeppo had tricked Zoro, promising freedom after a month, but secretly planning his execution in a few days. Outraged, Luffy beats Helmeppo and decides that Zoro will become his first crewmate, whether he likes it or not. Luffy then invades the marine base, telling Zoro the truth, and telling him he is joining his crew. He refuses at first, saying he won't join any pirate crew. But seeing he has no choice, he tells Luffy that it's better to survive and join his crew than die there. He tells Luffy to go and get his swords that Helmeppo took. Luffy soon finds the swords, wondering why there are 3 of them, in the meantime causing a lot of trouble and getting Morgan's attention, who goes after him. After Luffy managed to get to Zoro, he finds that Zoro uses a 3-sword style, Santoryu, with one sword on his mouth. A super healthy and secure way to fight. They work together and defeat Morgan, making the citizens and even the marines of that base, who didn't like Morgan's tyranny, free. Luffy and Zoro continue their journey, leaving Kobe behind to fulfill his dream of becoming a marine. Now, on the way to another village, we find out a little bit of Zoro's past, revealing his dream and the promise that he made to his now dead friend Quina that one of them was going to become the greatest swordman in the world. Shortly after, they arrive at a new village called Orangetown, where they meet a thief girl called Nami that is after the map for the most dangerous sea, the Grand Line, and being chased by some pirates that Luffy defeats. We find out the town has been taken by a pirate called Buggy the Clown, with a bounty of 15 million berries, and that he also ate a devil fruit called Barabara no Mi or Chop Chop, allowing him to split his body into pieces and fight in unusual ways. We also meet this cute dog called Shushu that always stays in front of his long gone owner's shop to protect it, making him get hurt by the pirates constantly. After a little betrayal from Nami, Luffy ends up being captured by Buggy, but even though we find that Nami hates pirates, she sees the kindness in Luffy and joins Zoro to fight Buggy's crew to rescue him. After saving Luffy, they have a short fight, ending with Buggy's defeat and saving the town. Nami joins the crew temporarily and they move to the next destination. Luffy, Zoro, and Nami arrive at Syrup Village. There, they meet Usopp, a young man known for telling tall tales and who has a great aim. Usopp is friends with Kaya, a sick girl who lives in a mansion and is taken care of by her butler Klahadore after her parents passed away. Usopp ends up discovering that Klahadore is in reality a pirate called Kuro with a 16 million bounty, who faked his death in the past and now plots to kill Kaya and keep her fortune for himself. Usopp tries to alert Kaya, but she doesn't believe him due to his constant lies. Leaving Usopp, Zoro, Luffy, Nami, and 3 young boys that always follow Usopp to protect the village from the Kuro pirates. A fun fact is that the person that took the glory for Kuro's fake death was Captain Morgan, and that's why he got rewarded with the title of Captain and the base in Shelltown. Then begins the fight between Luffy and his friends against the Kuro pirates. Eventually, Kaya finds out the truth and supports Usopp. The battle has a lot of ups and downs, but ends up with the victory of Luffy and his friends. We learn some of Usopp's backstory, and that his father is a pirate that abandoned the village when he was a little kid to become a pirate in Shank's crew. We also know that Usopp has a dream of becoming a brave warrior of the sea. Kaya offers to build a real ship for the crew as a reward for the help, called the Going Merry, which was designed by Kaya's loyal employee, Merry, making the ship with some of his features in it. Luffy then invites Usopp to join them, making him the second official member of the crew. Now sailing with their new ship, they make it to a restaurant in the middle of the ocean called Baratier, where they meet Zeph, the owner and main chef who used to be a pirate, and Sanji, a strong, hot-tempered and a bit pervert cook. Somehow, Luffy ends up damaging the restaurant facilities, and with no money to pay for it, he needs to work there as a compensation. We also find out that Sanji's dream is to find a legendary sea called the All Blue, a sea where fishes from all the world can be found, a true cook's dream. We get to know why Sanji is there and some of his history with Zeph. Zeph saved Sanji from a shipwreck when he was a little kid because he saw himself in Sanji, as he also dreamed of finding the All Blue. They ended up trapped in the piece of land for a long time, and the only food they had was in Zeph's possession. Zeph gave Sanji a small sack of food and kept a big sack for himself. After a long time with no rescue and no food left, Sanji decided to go and check on Zeph. Seeing he still had a lot of food on his part, he attacked Zeph in hope of stealing food for himself, but discovered that Zeph's sack did not contain food but treasure, and that Zeph was missing a leg. It is revealed that Zeph had eaten his own leg and gave all the food to Sanji. Back to the present, the Baratier is attacked by Don Krieg fleet, a pirate with a bounty of 70 million berries that was completely defeated by just one pirate in the Grand Line. That pirate chased him to finish the job, and is it revealed to be Draco Mihawk, the greatest swordman in the world and Zoro's goal. Zoro challenged Mihawk to a duel, but it's completely destroyed, giving us a glimpse of the real power present in the Grand Line. Mihawk ends up leaving as he got the fun he needed, and Zoro promises Luffy he's never going to lose again, and faints right away. In the meantime, Krieg is about to destroy the Baratier, and Nami once again betrays them, stealing their ship and running away. Luffy asks Zeph if he can pay his debt by defeating Krieg, and Zeph agrees. The battle begins between Luffy and Sanji against Krieg's pirates. The battle shows us Sanji's skills, and that he only fights with his legs because a cook's hands are only used to cook. Luffy almost gets defeated, but they end up winning the battle. Luffy then asks Sanji to join him as his cook, but he refuses as he needs to pay his debt to Zeph. But after Zeph and Sanji's emotional moment, showing us their father and son type of relationship, Sanji decides to accept and go after his and Zeph's dream, the All Blue. Now, with the new member, they go after Nami and the Going Merry, and end up in Kokoyashi village, where we find out that it's Nami's hometown and why Nami hates pirates so much. After a short talk with Nami's big sister, Nojiko, we learn that their mother was killed by a fishman pirate named Arlong with the 20 million bounty, who took their village as a base, and every month the villagers need to pay an amount of money or he kills them too. Nami draws maps for him like she is a prisoner, and the reason why she is out at the sea stealing is because she wants to pay for the villagers' freedom. The crew now understands why Nami does all of those things. Luffy was the only one not present, as he doesn't want to know anything from other people's mouth, and he always knew that Nami had reasons to do that. Later, Nami tells Nojiko that she's almost finished and soon she will have the money to buy the village, but some marines show up with a search warrant saying that the treasure was stolen and it's confiscated, revealing those were corrupted marines and Arlong was the one behind it all. He never had any intention to free Nami and the village at all. After that, we have an intense scene of Nami's desperation and anger where she takes a knife and starts to stab herself on the arm where there is a tattoo with Arlong's mark. Luffy shows up, and we have one of the best scenes ever, where Nami, for the first time, shows her soft side, crying and asking Luffy for help. Luffy takes his treasure, his hat, and puts it on Nami's head, showing us that Nami and his crewmates are his treasures too, giving us the famous scream. After that, Luffy and his crew go to Arlong Park to fight Arlong and his crew. The battles are intense. Luffy ends up in the room where Nami draws the maps for Arlong. Seeing that the place where Nami lost most of her youth is not covered with joy, but blood, and the reason for that was right in front of him, Luffy starts to destroy the room and everything in it, like he's destroying the cage that keeps Nami prisoner, defeating Arlong and all of Arlong Park with it. He screams to Nami and everybody that Nami is his crewmate and friend. After Arlong's defeat, Nami decides to join Luffy on his journey and becomes the navigator of the crew, finally moving on with friends on her side. Before entering the Grand Line, the Straw Hat Pirates stop at Locktown, known as the town of the beginning and the end, where the Pirate King Gold Roger was born and executed. They run into trouble when their old enemies, Buggy and Alvida, now with a new power after eating the Sube Sube no Mi or Smooth Smooth fruit, giving her the ability to make her body smooth and slippery, joined forces and managed to capture Luffy with an intention of executing him in the very same spot where Gold Roger was executed.
At the last moment, when Luffy is about to be executed, he smiles, just like Roger did, and a mysterious lightning strike saves him from death. Meanwhile, we meet a marine captain named Smoker, who ate the smoke fruit, making him able to become and control smoke. He also goes after Luffy, but is unable to capture him thanks to the unexpected intervention of a mysterious man that saves him. The crew narrowly escapes Locktown and sets sail toward the Grand Line.